Just mute Zebra, if you want or can. It's probably just the background feed on his mic. All right, so check it out. This is book maps on ThinkorSwim. All right. Now, how I interpret these levels on here. Okay, so here, let's start from, go back to a little bit this morning real fast. Right here, dude. We're just gonna fucking stay where we're at right now. Okay. So I trade SPX and I use ES to track my trade on SPX, as well as SPY. So these levels right here, these red lines, okay, these are sellers sitting with limit orders waiting to get filled. Now, how we can use these with gamma levels, which I'll get into in a second, but yeah, is that better? Is that better, JT? Cool. Um, all right. So, oh, okay, cool. All right. So obviously this is the price action. Here, let me go like this. Makes it easier. Yeah, I did. Okay. So these levels right here, as you can see over here on the ask bid, these big ol', they call them icebergs. All right. This is where there's a lot of liquidity. Okay. Also, this red line here at 5100, 5103, 5104. And right here, this is just the current price action as the last price traded. Okay. Sitting up here at 5124-ish area, we have another major liquidity zone, and then 5130. All right. And the current price is 5109. Shit. Okay. So what's happening here is they're targeting these big liquidity zones. Okay, they want to go to these like you can use these as areas that they want to go to, right? So all these areas over here, they're trying to get to that area to fill all their orders, okay, to either A, there's going to be more buyers than the sellers and we bounce and continue higher, or we battle it out until we overcome that area, or we sweep them. Sweep them is literally these orders that are coming through right here, these volume dots. Okay, these are market buy and market sell orders. Okay, these cannot be tracked. These are limit orders and these are the market buys and sells. Okay, so these are the people who are forcing it to pass a certain level, if they're going to be aggressive or not, and you'll see that. Um, Let me get gamma real fast too. Hold on, let me see. All right. So for your gamma, you can literally just go to Trady Ticks or just whatever you have and just get the levels. However, you have to update them consistently because they change. Okay, so right here on SPX currently we have 51.55 as the biggest gamma level. Okay, so on my SPX chart, I would obviously be marking 51.55. And yes, I said 51.55, even though we're only at 50.69. Okay, so that's telling me right there, okay, we had this huge rundown. We can V-shape recovery, back up, and target 51.50, 51.55 as the highest gamma zone. The next one, we have 5100, which is only 30 points away. Again, that's still above us of where we're at currently. We have no more high gamma nodes beneath where we're currently at right now. Okay, so according to that, we just hit 0 gamma and now are flipping. And as you can see, as these aggressive buyers are stepping in, pushing the price faster, and they're trying to target this liquidity, right? Because if they can overpower these sellers, then obviously we keep going higher and higher and higher, right? So you have to watch it as it's happening. It's not something you can just like foretell, but you can get a general idea of where the market's gonna go. And I'll just explain as it's going through, because these are like your support and your resistance if you think about it on your chart. Like if you were to pull up ES right now and look at this and look at the previous price action, you would see that literally either areas where they trap traders or they're just bouncing back and forth. All right. So now it's just a sit game. And over here is the volume profile that you can use for when they jump the low nodes versus the high nodes. Um, but we could stretch this out to get even smaller, like super small. Um, okay. So right here, this is the actual order flow of how many contracts are sitting at this area. So you can see right here at 5111, there's 131 orders waiting to get filled. 5114, 114, 108, 113. This is VWAP, right? This is the whole day volume profile, and then this is just the current time frame. So as you can see right here, we just swept this 5120 and it's targeting this liquidity zone right here. Okay, they're fighting it out. They normally will come back to generally the previous liquidity zone as a little pullback, like on your charts, when you get pulled back to 50% range. Come back here, test it. There's more people placing their orders right here to sell it down further, but the buyers are defending it. Like, see how they just deleted those orders? So that's spoofing, where they're trying to fake people out, and you'll see that a lot. And this is aggressive sellers now taking it back down. And if you zoom out, you can see that all day right here, from earlier today, right? This was a huge area. This 51.25. Okay, so you can see the whole, support resistance, higher low, higher highs. So right now price on SPX is at 50.80, and I mean, you can see how the buyers are more weak and the sellers are more strong, but you don't know the aggressive at the current point. But as of right here, you can see there actually is more strong buyer support right here in this area. So they're like defending this range right here. So like in a blink of an eye, it could just, swap the other direction. Um, but again, you got to use other things to read the chart as to what they're trying to do with, your regular candlestick chart, and then with how the day has been. The day has been straight sellers have been in control. They flushed us all the way down. For the past 30 minutes, we've had a strong. For the past hour and a half, we haven't been able to break this level, and this 30-minute candle has been a pretty strong bullish bounce. But again, right, we're coming off of a crazy ass bearish strength. But so one of two things I believe is going to happen today. Either A, we're going to come up here and the sellers are just looking to get in cheap, get in at a discount again, right? So they're letting the price get it pushed back up to these areas, right? Because these are where the orders are sitting. Once they get here, these orders will get filled, and then they will move it even faster with market orders. Okay, and if you go like this and you scroll down, you can see that 50.75, there's 793 contracts sitting here. This is a huge, huge target, and there's nothing below it. And you'll see as we get closer to it, these areas will start appearing. Up here we have 51.90, 51.85 with 400, 600, 600 and 50 orders sitting right up here. And we have VWAP up here. So keep that in play as well. You see how we got, 1, 2, 3, 4 rejections off of it. If you want to talk about, on your head and shoulders, right? Reversal. I don't know if you guys do patterns or not, but I guess they work. It's Another thing that's helpful is gamma, right? So finding out if gamma is negative or positive for the day is going to be a significant game changer. Okay, because if gamma is negative, it's going to be a trend day. Now, whether that's up or down, we don't know, but it will be a trend day, and we will have a wide range of moves. If gamma is positive, okay, what happens is as the price gets driven up, they end up shorting, and as the market goes up, they want to drop it. As it drops, they want to push it up. So you're gonna get a range day where it's just that back and forth action where it's just kind of cutthroat. You know, you go to get in, all of a sudden price flips on you. Oh, good, Zebra. So right here on the volume profile, right? They like to go from this area, this mountain to this mountain to this mountain to this mountain, and they like to skip these areas, right? These little valleys, all right? Because there's just not a lot of volume and there's not a lot of price action. So as price starts getting into these areas right here, they like to just shoot straight to this point and then, battle it out until they can break free. Um, but right now it's 11:43. We'll be getting some volume pickup here shortly. So 172 orders sitting here. You got 91 orders pushing it right here at the bid and ask. Oh, just got a new zone. Someone just placed an order for 357 buy. So they're sitting on the ask. So right now we're just waiting for the volume to pick up, but as soon as something happens, I'll explain what it is and why it happened. So sellers are pushing down into this area right here, right? And we're either gonna, ping pong off of it while they battle it out. You see how this little gap right here filled, right? So that means the sellers just got that liquidity. They filled those buyers, right? And those buyers got filled, and the sellers are still here, and buyers are placing more, and then they just deleted it. Watch, they're probably gonna sweep right through this right here. Just and attack this area. And you can pretty much look too, right? Like on these volume dots, right? Like are there more red? Are there more green? Like who's more active? Who's more stronger? Who's exhausted? You know? Um like the buyers right there, they try to get aggressive. Seller said nope. They tried again. Nope. Tried again. Nope. Sellers are in control right now. Right? So the buyers are either going to give up or they got no more power. Right? So, and you can see how this orange is now yellow, now turning white. Sellers are just filling all those orders. Because for sellers to get out, they have to buy. And for buyers to get out, they have to sell. Mm-hmm. Oh, look at that. 220 orders just got put on the bid right here on the ask. See, so the buyers are now stepping in, pushing. And although it looked like like they might have were going to take control or would have taken it up or whatnot, patience is the game here, right? Because what's normal to happen is to battle, bounce between these key levels, support and resistance, right? And then come back down, hit this, come back down, and then take it out. But sellers are pushing. They're gonna sweep it. Bam. Just took it. So now those orders, this gives other buyers, other sellers momentum to step in now because they're waiting for this area to get taken out. If they're looking at what I'm looking at, they're waiting for that to get taken out to enter the market. You see how the buyers try to stop it right there, and we just took that out. Sellers are strong. Okay, so let's see. 50, 66. Ten more minutes till power hour. There we go. Shit's about getting nasty. Oh shit, buyers are putting up a stance. But this is gonna be the best part, dude, because of all this liquidity right here, so close together, and seeing how the buyers aren't really pushing the sellers away. If the sellers get and sweep this area, just like I was saying earlier, right? We still have this area down here, but this is like a big buyer wall that they need to break through before that can happen, and then they have another one right after. And this is to the upside, upside. So when you zoom out a little bit, you can see the historical time of, earlier today, where we came down here, we couldn't break it, got pushed out of it. Came up, came up, came back down. Nope, nope, nope. Up, back to the same area from here and here. Came back down, now we're trying it again. And we are gonna fucking squeeze the fuck through right here, dude. Yeah. Mm. Yes, 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 yes. And sometimes it literally just the buyers will be too strong to where the seller has got all their orders filled and there's nothing left now, and the buyer's just gonna just storm right through. And that's when you get those crazy volume. But sellers are gonna take this, dude. I already know for a fact. So this can be interpreted in two ways depending on the type of trader you are. You can either be bearish and see as this as a key level that needs to get taken out before we continue lower. Or in a bearish stance, right? This is where all the buyers want to start getting in because this is our low, our demand, our supply. And if you were to look at the charts right now, you'd see exactly. So these are all your 1 minute candles. And it's essentially just the base. You can see it as, oh, they broke through, grabbing liquidity now, and now they're gonna shoot up. I don't know. That's what smart money concepts. I don't know. Don't use it, but there. Let's see. Okay, so here obviously the buyers have defended it, right? Now you can get into a bullish stance and say that it's going to recover, yada yada yada, continue higher, yada yada yada. But you can see the sellers are just waiting to bring it back down, like straight up. And that's these previous areas, just like on your regular chart of where the orders are just sitting, waiting to get in at a cheaper price. And those days where we end, at 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, where the end of day is just kind of like it stays just at one level and doesn't ever break through, but it doesn't go higher. That's one of these scenarios. I'm going to find out the gamma real fast again. And I will tell you what trade I'm going to take when I take it. All right, so the gamma levels have changed. We have 50, 65, 50, 50. So right now we are currently at 50, 66, saying we want to go lower to 50, 65, which we just achieved right now. 5100 is off the map right now. Don't worry about it. Essentially right now in gamma reading, it's not of importance, not with the other higher zones, and because we're in a negative gamma state, this should continue the bearish momentum until the gamma flips, right? So pretend this right here, JT is 50, 65, okay? Because SPX right now is 50, 67 right now, $2 off, right? And you can see this is coming down towards it like it's the 65 area. Gamma, once we hit this gamma level, right, on SPX, what happens is we ping pong. We do the ping pong effect, right? Where we go just past it, come back to it, either come back to it on this side. Either way, we're going to ping pong on this area, right? Until they make a decision to ping pong off to the next highest gamma level. Okay, which according to the charts right now, we have 50-50 as our highest gamma node. Our second highest, 50-65. Third highest, 50-75. Okay, so price right now is going to 50-65 to 50-50, but it's doing that ping pong effect, right? Where it's staying right here because that's where gamma starts increasing as you get to it. And when they gamma squeeze, okay, it's going to be when we squeeze on through these areas, magneting to our gamma level, which in this case would be 50-50, which is $15 away from where we're at, which is not that far away. Okay, on SPY, now this is the difference, right? The amount of so market makers, they use futures to hedge their positions when they are gamma trading the S&P 500. Now, SPY is another story because you have to think of the retail traders, not how much they use, but how many retail traders are there in the world? How many of them trade SPY? A lot of them do. So these levels, okay, see, we just gamma squeeze right through that level. Sellers are taking control. SPX is at 50.61. And watch, it's exactly it's gonna do exactly what I said. Watch, it's going. But right now, the SPX contracts are gonna be expensive. Okay, um, you can get in now if you want, but it's gonna be like around like $300 or $400. Or you can play the premium, which is what I like to do, right? So the 50-30s right now are $70. Once we squeeze through here, okay, that premium is gonna go ballistic. Now I'm not gonna tell you what to trade, but I mean you can see it. The sellers are tackling this shit. Oh, my 50-30s are now $90. You know, you can see the buyers are getting stronger right here. It's getting more red, more red, more red. So the open interest isn't that important when it comes to the 0 days because today is Monday, and the open interest on contracts, depending if they're weeklies, depends on their expiration date. And they only get updated right before the market opens. You just need to think like the big boys. What are the big boys wanting to do right now? Scale out of your time frame, look at a higher time frame, and see who's in control. That's essentially what it comes down to. Market makers, they need liquidity. They need it to exit, to enter. They don't care what the price is. They need it. And on SPY, if you look at SPY's 1 minute chart now, you'll see that bullish. Uh, looks like almost a hammer, a little bit bigger. 2 minutes ago, and I guarantee that would have scared a bunch of you out of your trade, right? But as you can see here, we came here and you got to give it time to work, right? Like if it breaks past a specific level, okay, cool, get out. But they're battling. I don't know the type of traders you guys are or the type of accounts that you guys have. Um, so to each his own. And learning to read this, like, it takes time, but it doesn't take that much time when you kind of, like, I don't know, understand what's happening, I guess. I don't know. That was a terrible explanation. Um, I just keep it simple, right? Like I zoom out, I see the big areas, I check my gamma levels, mark them on my chart. Okay, buyers want here, sellers want here. Let's see what price action is doing. Okay, who's strongest? Who's in control? What's happening? What has happened recently? Not days ago, but like minutes ago. And watch, you're gonna see this thing just flush like a waterfall. Just, bloop, 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 just the whole thing just get accumulated. So when you're trading, right, say you got into a contract and you're targeting these lower levels. When you get here, like right around here, not here, but here, you should be taking your profit, right? Because these are essentially buyers waiting to get filled. So why are you going to wait till buyers get filled to shoot up this way when your goal is to go this way? Right? That's where you can leave your runners to go past this point or to see what happens, right? Because that's kind of what happened here, right? Buyer stepped in. Let me see again. Okay, so right now we are ping-ponging off a SPY. However, on SPX, we're between the 50-50 and 50-65. Uh, 'So if we look at SPY right now, we are just tapping the 20 EMA on the 1 minute, which is normally a pullback. Right here is another area where we pulled back to, so it makes sense to pull back here. As you can see, sellers are stepping in, or look at, they just faked it, they spoofed it. 50-90 for SPX. Let me see. All right, so let me ask you this. If the information is saying that it wants 50-50 on SPX, 50-90 is complete opposite direction. I mean, is it possible? Sure, it's possible. Is it likely? I would say no, just because of what the price action has been doing. Our daily candle, our hourly, our 30-minute, just the past time frame. I mean, if anything, if anything, they've already dropped this so much that they're literally just killing time on the contract data, burning people out. But if you look at your chart, right? We are what, bear flagging? 3-minute, and we're still making lower lows. So nothing really has really told us to go bullish. What I think is going to happen, I think this is what I've been saying since, I don't know, over an hour ago, is that it wants this. It wants it. It wants it. Along with Gamma to go to 50-50. That's a whole another $11 move down on SPX. This is a whole, $25 move on ES, which is very realistic. However, we're 5,100 psychological level, right? This is going to be a harder break. However, if we do break it, money. Now those 50-30s, right, were $70. Last I mentioned them. Now they're $50. Okay, let's see. Stock is trading around 50, 54.75. Okay, so for JT, for your gamma chart, right? If this area holds, okay, if this area holds, essentially would be this 50-80 to 50-60, right, on SPX, then sure, we could see 5,100 easily. Okay, but what is the order flow telling you? The liquidity. And remember, gamma, depending on where it's at, even if it's negative gamma state, it can still either act as a magnet or as a repellent. Mm, 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 mm. Let me go back to. Watch this. It's gonna blow right through this, or the bulls are finally gonna step in, which they just, yeah. See, this just popped up right here. Look at that. See, another one just popped up. Another one just popped up. Chee-hoo! Bring it, baby. Bulls are getting scared because they weren't swept, right? They're repositioning themselves, right? So now this is where we're gonna get that battle. Why? Because look at SPX is at 50, 53. It's almost at its gamma level. And what did I say? We break 5100, right? And even though this is doing this, okay, SPX is still falling. Look at SPY, bro. Oh my god, dude, that's a nasty ass candle. Yeah, continue. All right, so we'll probably get a little pullback here, you know, people selling because they're scared to hold. It's 1218. Okay, and just if you look at your candlesticks, right? Like, look at that SPX huge ass bearish candle, dude. Right? Look at the next candle. Buyers are not here. We haven't seen any intention that they're showing up. Look at the candles for the past 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. Right? You need to use the motto, if this, then that. Right? So if this breaks, then that's happening. And like I said, the ping pong effect, right? Pretend this right here is the 50-50 level on SPX, right? As we get closer to it, okay, it bounces off of it. We either go to gamma 1, which is the highest it can go, okay, and then it comes to this side where it starts going less than, but this is still the highest gamma. So what's going to happen? It's going to retract back to it. And when we retract back to it, it's not going to act as a repellent, pushing it away, which is what it's doing right here. But this is, my guess, is sellers taking profit. And what we could get right here, remember, this is another previous level right here. So don't just automatically jump bullish just because, you know, you've had a V-shaped recovery. But to be honest, days like today are the V-shaped recovery days. So we still got 40 minutes. There's still going to be a massive move still to happen. What was? Hey, and Freddie, how many times today did this shit happen? Right? Where it looked bullish, looked bullish, looked bullish, looked bullish, and then all of a sudden, oh, I'm telling you, the sellers are here, man. They're trying to trap the bulls, right? And you need to still use your. I like to still use my EMAs, right? And if you looked on the ES 5-minute chart, all we did was just retest the 9 EMA, the 13, right? Yeah, we got a pretty bullish candle, but look how many sellers were in this pushing it down, taking their profits, right? So that's nothing that's expected. Um, and on SPY, we just pushed up, tapped the 50 EMA, rejecting it, pushing through it. What's going on here? Let's see. Waiting. Um, and JT, the 50/80s looking juicy. um, you know, like I said, it all depends on the type of trader that you are, and if you're, a bullish mindset or bearish mindset. um, I personally don't like to. I will tell you what I'm thinking and feeling, but as for like, um, I guess you could say like in regards to 50/90 looking good, 50/80 looking good. Um, I mean, did they hit? I mean, obviously it hit. I mean, .8 to $1.60. That's a good jump, right? But we just got on right now, and I've been targeting this 50/50 number for hours, right? So my thesis, my plan happened multiple times today. The 50/80s. Oh my god, what are they priced right now? Let's see this shit, dude. Um, the 50/80s are sitting at $19. $19. I got in at 95 cents. I got in at $95. They're at $20. Um, so like all my um so when you were saying, be like a sniper, uh your method, how do I say this? Is um your method is gonna be is gonna be a lot of orders of buying. Is it going? Nope, it's not going. Sell. It didn't go in your direction. Buy. Nope. Sell. Buy. Nope. Sell. Buy. Nope. Sell. Buy. Nope. Sell. Buy. Okay, it's finally going because you're trying to get it buy and take off in your direction immediately, right? To give you that bigger return for your money in a shorter period of time while only targeting $2 or less a contract. That method requires, in my experience, a significant amount of capital because you have to take so many trades because you're not able to foretell the future, right? Um, so if you get in at $1.50 and it starts going against you, well, you need to get out immediately because you know, you can't lose, right? You can't let that go against you. So you need to find out when to get in right when it takes off in your direction, which is pretty hard to time that. And in doing that, you actually get in at a higher price and you lose your money a lot faster because you're trying to you're buying it when the momentum is either taking off as opposed to buying when it's going against you, right? So as it was moving up, right, and it looked like it was bullish, I bought my 50/80s, right? I'm like, no, dude, this thing's going back down, right? And I got those cheap as shit, and they went nuclear. I mean, I took the 50/90s, the 50/80s, the 50/75s, the 50/70s, the 50/60s, the 50/45. I even took the 5,000 put and 100% my money. You know what I'm saying? Like I target the premium. So, but I do exactly what you're trying to do. I just think the way that you're going about it, I don't feel would work for me or be sustainable. And if it has for you, that's awesome. I just see that being really stressful and really hard. Because a better way to approach that is for play zero contracts, right? Where you're watching it, right? So example would be like, for example, right now, okay? Looks like it's going up right now. Let's see, the 5100s are $25 right now. Play for zero. Boom, buy one. Let it go to zero or let it go hero. You know, don't try to sell it. Wait, it's either going to explode or not, right? But as you get closer to the end, right, you can get them even cheaper and they move faster because sometimes theta will delay those. But then again, sometimes now is the best time to get in because they're going to explode by the time you get there. And if the buyers take this out, which they are showing the momentum to, but what I think is it's going to come here and the sellers are going to be too strong and it's going to come right back down. Because I don't want you to be mad at me, right? If I steer you in the wrong direction or be like, oh, I should have taken that. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. You said you did. Let me see. All right. And days like today too, JT, if you didn't get in on the drop or at any point, your best bet is to play SPY contracts. And trust me, dude, sometimes those are better, way better than SPX. All right, today my buddy bought a SPY contract a SPY contract for $22. Okay, he sold it for over $800. Redonkulous. And you need to think about this. Look at the troubles that we had getting through this little thing. This little thing, right? Those aren't that big. And we broke through them, but I mean, look at that. And this, this is setting up to look like a perfect end of day gamma squeeze, right? Essentially going for what you're seeking for, JT, to squeeze up through these levels, right? Because there's liquidity up here. We got VWAP up here. We got the point of control. And look at these orders. Look at 5200 area up here, right? So there is liquidity up there. There are orders sitting on the limit. We did have a massive move down. So now it's all psychological. Because at the end of the day, you can't really use price action. And the day is more of a gamble. And instead of buying one contract, JT, of of 150 or 130 or whatever, uh, you know, you can get a call and you can get a put. One goes to zero, and the other one is gonna make back that money on that contract plus profit if it pans out right. At least you're covered on both sides. But the idea of that is that one of them is going to, one of them is going to pay. All right, so I'm gonna do this real fast. Oops. All right. All right. So I got SPX up right now. I gotta mark some quick levels. All right, so we're at 50.60 right now. So let's go ahead and mark 50.55. 50.50. 50.45. 50.40. 50.35. Okay, now 55, let's mark 50, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90. All right, so we got our $5 increment marked out, right? Let's see what this puppy wants to do. All right, so we got 20 minutes left. Ooh, so we got a little inverse head and shoulder coming on here on SPY. Alright, 50, 65. So I'm gonna go ahead and get. I'm gonna just put them on my chart right now. 50, 85s, 50, 90s, and then for my put side, I'm gonna go ahead and go with some 63, 60. Go with some 54. No. We'll go with 50, 50s. Yeah, and 50, 45s. All right. So I got 2 puts, 2 calls. Haven't bought them yet. Waiting for price action. All right. So, do I listen to JT or do I stick with my instincts? I'm going to go with my instincts. Ba-doo. What did he buy? What did I buy? What did you buy? Well, I've been talking about the entire time. No, I just no, I put 2 calls, 2 puts on my chart. The 50/90s, 50/85s, 50/50s, and 50/45s. Puts. 50/45 puts, 50/50 puts, 50/85 call, 50/90 call. All right. So, as of right here, okay, I went with the 50/45 puts, right? Because look, it's at 50/60. This thing should be coming back down here, 50/91, right? But look at on ES, we're at 5100, right? So it could reject, right? Could bounce, or it can continue its action. But look at the chart, it looks like a perfect reverse head and shoulders. This matching up with right here, 504 plus the 5100 on ES. And we're at 50/60, right? So, and now price has reduced on the other ones. So now I can do 50/80s and 50/85s pending, right? In case it turns around. Okay, play bull side. Okay, bulls are stepping in. Bulls are pushing it. Nothing crazy. 50/62. Okay, we still got 16 minutes. All right, so you see it pushing down. Fire is going to step in. Are they going to defend this level? 50, 60, 5100. Right now, if you don't want to lose any money on your 50.45, you can put your stop at break even and let it do its thing, or wait and see what happens. All right, if you want to play a bull side, all right, the 50.80s are 45 bucks right now, $40 now, because they're getting cheaper as it's getting pushed down. And it all depends on what time you buy them. Different ones, obviously. And remember, the sooner you get in, the faster of a move you're going to need to make money. And the closer you're going to need to be, get to your money. But the reason why I choose these strikes is because these are $50 or less. And I'm fine using my profits on the day to take one. Take one or two, not 3 or 4. Play every direction, every call, every strike. No. Pick a direction, stick to it. Or pick both sides and stick to it. And if you think you are on the right side, then you can add more, right? And get your cost down. Dollar cost averaging, right? So we see right here the bulls are stepping in, right? You see the sellers right here, depending on who's taller. It's gonna be who's stronger or who has more contracts pushing it. So 5100, there's 184 contracts waiting. And we got this huge area to where if the buyers want to step in and do something crazy and just straight push it to here and gamma squeeze on up to 50, all the way to 5100, it's barely possible, right? But there's the psychological aspect of, is that what the retail traders are going to do? And the market makers are just going to continue pushing it down? That's why at the end of the day, towards the last 15, it's more of a gamble. It's not skills. The only skill in it is timing your contract and entry. $50, 61. 61. So the 75s are even getting cheaper. 75 and 80s. Hold those there. We got 11 minutes to go. Patience, patience, patience. Wait for the right time to figure out what it's actually going to do. 50, 70. God damn it, that price jump is so massive. 50/80s are 45. Let's see what happens at this liquidity area. Still got 11 minutes. All right, the bears just made a massive move up. I mean, the bulls. But that's a huge area to push through. But they could do it. Let's see. And at this point, right, your 50/80s, if you still think it's going to be bullish, are $50. The 50/50s are $30. What you going with, JT? $50.80. So 50/80, right, is $15 away. Okay, which is a good size away. Right, so and I mean, I don't know your guys' level of option skills trading on contracts and time and when's a good time to take profit, especially when you buy super far out of the money and the momentum goes in your way, but you don't sell because you want a massive move. It's going to screw you. So on my 50/45s, I got in at $40 and I sold it at $90. I got in around 12:30, 12:38 to 12:40, and I was literally out within the next 2 minutes. And 100 times my profit. So now, because I made profit on that, now it's time to find another one. All right, we got 6 minutes. 50, 63, 64, 65. All right, so this is where it gets fun. Okay, watch this shit. shit. No. Here we go. There we go. All right. All right. So 50.65 is where the price is at. And it just straight. Okay. So you see here on these charts right here, this area yellow, this yellow, this yellow, this one. Okay. Those are liquidity areas again. So, and how it's getting shorter and shorter. Buyers need to push through this to tackle here. Sellers need to push here to continue here. Otherwise, they're just gonna theta decay your ass and pin it. But with moves like this being $1 out of the money when it's at 64.83 right now, the 50.70. So let me see, 50.70 would be my first one. And obviously I'd wait. So in at 60, they're at 90. Are you gonna wait till it goes in the money? Is this your lotto, or is this where it jumps back down to $30 and you just lost your profit? Book maps, you can see sellers are positioning here, which rejected them. So now you need the passive right here. Here we go. Here we go. Boom. Push it on through. Now you need some continuance, but the sellers are still holding it there. You got 3 minutes left. You're gonna push it. And then the downside, right? We got 50.60s at $20 right now. Oh shit. 50.60s are at 20, at 35, 40, 50. Are these the 1,000 percenters? Let's see. I love those. We got 3 more minutes. What was it? The original 70s? Nah. 60s? Yeah. Got 2 minutes. Look at those 50.60s at $20. They were at 70. I don't think buyers are going to defend this. I think it's going to push through. Is what I hope for. Oh, we got 1 minute. 1 minute till the bell rings. And you can see all these, how it starts getting all crazy here. But these are the best times. We still got 30 seconds, dude. My 50-20, my 50-60s, 45. Oh, come on, baby. Come on, go. We got $2 more. 60. Come on, don't. Oh man, buyers just stepped in. 75. Ooh, come on, we got 10 seconds. Dun dun dun. All right, so because because we had that huge drastic move throughout the entire day coming down, right? We had that massive move right here. If you do want to play SPX in that manner, JT, either you get in early enough and you got the right time, right call, right direction, or you literally just wait until the last 5 minutes of the market. And I mean, for example, I've showed Freddie this before, but just so you get an idea, when price is at, here, let me see if I could do this. Okay, let's see. How do I do? Let's see. Oh, okay, here we go. Um, okay. All right. Let me see. Hold on. Default count. Make sure it's there. Display. All right. That should be fine. Okay, so here we go. All right, here we go. Bam. All right. So can you see this down here? All right. So, hold on. Let me see. Hold on 1 second. I'm just grabbing it right now. Let's see. All right, here we go. All right. So here's an example. Would be. Where's it at? God damn it. Okay, here we go. All right, let's use 50. Price ended at 50.61, so let's use 50.65. put. All right, so all right, let's see. So when you trade, do you have your option graph up, your option chart up? Okay. That is going to give you a huge disadvantage. I'm going to show you exactly why. Okay. So we already know that these numbers right here, right, are the contracts. 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. Now, where price is trading at, right? If we are at 50.68, the next strike up is 50.70, next below is 65. Okay? Now, the way you're going to get those crazy multipliers is when obviously they are near the money or in the money or at the money, right? So if you got a 65 put, for example, today, when price was up here at 68, that means it went $4 in the money. Okay. And you waited, look at this, 3 minutes until market closes. And all you have to do is choose 50.70, 50.65. 50, you're going to be right or wrong, or you're going to maintain within here and it's just going to theta decay, right? So say you chose correctly, right? In that same 1 minute time frame, it went your direction and it continued and continued. Okay. Now, what's beneficial to you is going to be this option chart, right? Which is huge. Like, I can't tell you how massive you need this. Okay. So this is the 65 put contracts. All right. And here's going to be the last 6 minutes of the day. All right. So what you want to do throughout the day as you're choosing contracts, right? A call would be a better to show you, but this is still fine. Is to mark where it's currently trading at, right? Because you want to get in at the best price. Okay, so you already know, and you know when to cut it. Okay, so we're gonna pretend that there was more price action going on here. All right, we're just gonna say that it was cheaper right here, but obviously it really wasn't. But we're just gonna say it is, right? So say what was that? $40. And then we got $60, $80, right? Dollar. And then over here, right, we can see that, all right, well, how high has it gone up to, right? Because these, believe it or not, these areas actually matter. And this is VWAP on the option contract, which it actually respects. Okay, so what you can do is, right, you can target. I just grab just wherever, just to see where the contract had gone to, right? So this went to $7.40, $8.60 something, 970, right? 320, 205, $1.40, 513. And obviously you don't need to mark all these. I'm just because I can do it in my head, but this is just for a visualization for you, if it helps. Um, so here we are, 1246. Here's 1246. Okay, so from here and here. All right. So price obviously is shooting up, right? And we're past the 65 area. And we're watching it, right? We're at 1249. And we see that these contracts are $7.40. Like, holy shit, dude. Those are expensive, right? But we know that towards the end, these are going to get significantly cheaper, especially if we continue further away from it and closer to 0, to 1 o'clock. So here, at its highest point, right, on the chart, at 50, 68, 43 is its highest point right here. Okay, never came back up there again. All right. So as we're watching these levels, right, we see, okay, so now it's slowly dropping $6, and we're just, time is going by, watching candle by candle, not doing anything stupid, because obviously we just see it's just ranging, right? And we want to get a cheap contract. That's the whole goal, is the cheap contract. However, you will not get those until this time frame. Okay, literally the last 10, 7, 5 minutes, depending on the day's volatility, is going to determine how cheap and how fast they become cheap. So regardless of everything that's going on, you need to wait till 12:50 p.m. before you even start looking at the chart. So with that being said, right, we're watching it. We see prices at 50.68. It comes down underneath 65. So 50.65 is a huge interest to us. Why? Because we're above it, we're below it. We come above it, right? And now we got 4 minutes left in the market, right? And this is where you're going to determine, okay, if this thing is going down, the closest strike is 50.65. If this thing continues higher, the closest strike is 50.70. Okay. Now, which one you choose is going to be entirely up to you. But let's just say you chose the 50.65 as it was. And this is why it's good to market, right? So 212 is 57, 6, 55. Okay, so 55. So here is 55. We see that um, it's now come down to $1.65. All right, $1.65. And just a little while ago, we were at 700, right? So now $1.65, and we are 12.55, and we're watching it, right? And had you gotten a call right here, that's why it's good. I should have pulled up both charts so you can see on both sides, because when it dipped below, now you need to make a decision if it's 50.60 or 50.65.
Okay. If you want, I can do that after, but it's your call. So we're here, 50.65, and we're waiting for it to get into our price range. Okay, we see that it's been this price, this price, this price, this price, and normally you're going to see other candles of where it's mostly been priced at, right? So for this thing, we're going to say it's the average price, the cheapest average price is between $80 and $100, right? So it's going to be your best area to enter in. So you see that the low of this candle is at 90. The low of this one is at $1. Okay, so the cheapest you could have gotten in here is $90. In this whole 1 minute time frame. Okay, a minute is a long ass time. Okay, and as this is happening, from here is going to be this candle when you start making profits, right? Because we're going down on the put and we're going in the money. So say you didn't get in at $90, you didn't even get in at $1, right? Check it out. You missed this whole candle, right? Well, look at the next candle. It pushed back down to $1.40. Where right here, if you chased it, it was at $2.30. So this whole candle here is $90 to $2.30. Okay, so you had ample time to get in. If you missed it, don't chase it, because it always this stuff always happens. And if you miss it, you miss it. Oh well, next day. So this candle opens up right here at $1.64. It pushes down to $1.40, and then it pushes up. Okay, so again, you had $1.60, you had a $20 price range to enter in at $1.40. Even on the fucking very last candle, bro, the lowest that it went to was $1.40. Okay, so if you miss this one and this one, you still had an opportunity to get in at this point. And look at this, $1.40 to $510. That's just playing 1 minute in the market. However, this is all in hindsight, right? Of knowing what's going to happen and the price ahead of time. But we don't. The point of this is that this shit right here, if you focus on your option contract and you pick two strike prices, right? Call in a put and wait. And when it's at 64, right? These $65 contracts are cheap. And all you had to do was just click buy and not hesitate, which I've done so many times. And I look, and these fuckers go from $60 to $1,000. Ask Freddie, dude, all the time. It happens to me all the time. I hit 1,000 percenters every single day, but I don't hit them actually, right? I'm always in the correct trade, but due to emotions and taking my profits and not trying to be a gambler, right? Um, I don't play the shoulda, coulda, woulda. It sucks, but you know that's after the fact. However, knowing that the opportunity is there and present is for you to be able to capitalize on, right? So if you're trying to do these type of stuff because the style that you're trading is, and if I'm wrong, correct me, it's more you're looking for pump and dumps and living on a prayer, right? Like you're only at the price that you're trying to get in on the contract, you you do need a significant move or a fast move in order to capitalize. Now, how much profit you're looking for, that's a different story. If you're looking for $10, $20, 100, 200, 300, it's all different. Okay? But for me on a $1,000 account today, I showed you my trades, okay, or the trades that I took, and on $1,000 account, I made $600 today. Uh, Easy, like easy. And why? Because price action was easy, right? I mean, don't go against the grain. And even Freddie, when I told Freddie that I'm taking 50 80s, right? It was like that far down, dude. Like that's crazy. And think about that. We're at 5160, right? 5140, 5140, 5120. Okay, 5120 to 50 80s. That's $40 out of the money. Okay, $40 after price has already moved from 70 to 20. It's already did a $50 move, and you're telling me you're expecting or hoping for an additional $40 move. Now we don't need to go in the money, but we do need it to go in that direction relatively fast. So statistically, the odds of that actually happening is very slim. When you get these huge drops, the price in the contracts are expensive as shit. Expensive. At that point, I'm not even playing to play, right? I'm literally just looking at the very next contract that's under $100 and I'm getting in. I'm jumping in on this move, right? And in doing so, and had I done it faster with these other ones, I mean, think about it. I got into 5,000 puts right here. $50. We weren't even anywhere near that, dude. Nowhere near that. Uh, 50 52, and I grabbed puts way in the hell down here. Why? Because when you have this type of volatility, if you understand it, right? These are expensive as shit. So whatever move that moves here, okay, the speed of the contracts, they all trickle down. Um, so you can see, um, here we go already. Bam, bam, bam. All right, so here we go. In the chat, there's my 5,000 put. And I bought it for $55 and I sold it for 100. Okay, and the time of that play, dude, so you can see where the regular price is at. I bought this thing at 10:28.55. 10:28.55. So 10:28 right here. And I bought it when price was at 50, 80. $80 out of the money after we just made a what, $90 move? And I don't focus on the P&L. I focus on the percentage, right? Which helps me not focus on my cons. So I don't know the profit until after the fact. However, I can see that I know I got in at $55 and I can see that I'm at 95% profit, right? And I'm $80 out of the money and I just double my money. there's no reason to hold on to that thing any longer. Take your money and run. Okay? And are those levels auto top chart? Which levels? I don't know. I don't think I'm understanding the question, dude. Oh, on the previous screen? Here? Mm, all right. Let's see. Trade. These. I must be stupid as shit, but are you talking about these oh, let me see. I should the time in sales when like the orders. Oh, okay. Where I went like these, I just deleted them. 50, 70. Yeah, yeah, because if you think about it, the strike prices, right, for SPX, they're all going to be $5 increments, right? So I don't chart, levels like, oh, I'm going to go from here to here. No, what I do is on my charts, I literally will go, let's go like this, 50, 80, bam, bam, so on and so forth, right? And I'll do them throughout the day, right? Like I won't like, so say the market opens, right? Um, I'll be looking at book maps, right, to see where the liquidity is at, look at where the gamma's at, right? And I will mark those zones, right? And so here's 5200, right, which is a huge level, but it never played out. Um, and then right here, right? So prices in this area, right? If we break these highs, okay, what contracts do I want to get into? Because I need I need to get near the money or in the money. My goal is never to make it in the money. If I get in the money, then that's a bonus, right? My goal is to make money off the premium, off the momentum in the direction. The second the momentum stops, you get out. No reason to wait around because you can wait around and never get back to that same price. Even if the price goes higher, you still won't get back to that same profit area. Um, let's see. So this is how I would do it in the morning if we were right here. So as price opens up, right, and see how this is like the gap down area, 51.23. Okay, so I would then mark, 51.25 because that's the gap fill. 51.25, and since that's before it, you got to mark before it and after it just in case. Um, right, so here we go. Market opens, it gaps up, price is up here. I already know I'm not going to purchase 51.70 contracts. Those things are going to be expensive as shit, right? Even the 51.75s, I'm not going to buy those. They're going to be expensive as shit. Almost like you get the 51.80s, 90s, or 200s, right? Because if price is going to move in that direction, even if it moves from here to here, that's still a profit, right? Might not be much, but it's still some, as the principle of the matter. And then here's the gap fill target, which was my initial target. Every time we gap up, especially with the price action, see, there we go. So here's the daily candle, right? Um, I actually like just the 1 month, 1 day. I don't need more than a month time frame. So obviously we see, right, last Friday, right, we pushed down. Last week we closed bearish, right? So the sentiment is, right, that we are gonna, I was expecting to push lower, right? If we push higher, then we pushed higher. But my ordeal was, right, since we've already been making this move, I think we've reached our top. So I was already thinking bearish. Should we come down to the lower time frames, right? And this is where we closed. We gapped up to here, and then we pushed up. And usually when you gap up and go, most gaps get filled, right? And seeing how on Friday last week, this was also my target, which was 5200 as well, right? Because we gapped down, right? And we never came back up and filled this gap. And that area is 5198. Um, so I actually had 5195 and 200 as an area that I'd be looking for. So that's why when I was telling you about the delta, about getting into cheap contracts, and how you said, oh well, then you need a pump and dump, and you need to know it beforehand and not just expect it, right? Well, I'll tell you this, dude. I rarely will ever pay more than $150 for a contract. And believe it or not, dude, $80 during that's the thing, is like, before the volatility kicks in, these contracts today up here, they were cheap. They were super cheap, right? Like, all this right here, all this morning, all the way up until right here, until we lost this level. Right when this started happening, everything beneath here increased significantly, right? So if you're able to get in prior to this, right? And yes, today was a pretty big dump, but even on days when it's not a dump, it's just a big two candle move, or a one candle move, right? It doesn't need to be a dump day. It just needs to be a big move, and you need to get in when the contracts are cheap before the volatility kicks in, right? Like here, right? If you were trying to get puts, these were expensive as shit. Now, if you're waiting for, if you had things marked out and you can, you know, think of a pullback and didn't expect this to continue, right? And you were buying calls like I was, as it's falling, right? These calls are going to be cheap as shit. But the second this turns around, they're going to be expensive, right? Because now the volatility and the price action and the retails are now focused on that direction. They're not thinking puts. That's a gnarly day, but I mean, you know, from this morning when we got up here and we stalled, right? And you can see that we stalled at Friday's highs, right? This whole little, right here, right? We never really broke above Friday's highs, which is 51.75. Perfect number. Um, right? We never went above 51.75. We never even went above 51.70. All right, it's a 5-minute time frame. So, right when you get a double top, start slowing down, and then we got this move back down. Right, I was waiting for this right here, the opening of our of where we opened at 51.50. I like to use just whole numbers, so because that's the contracts I'm looking for, and it keeps it simple. So 51.50 is where I wanted to see us break through, which we did. So once I saw this, my next immediate thought was, okay, we're going to go for a gap fill. And if we get a gap fill, my next target is going to be Friday's lows, which is going to be 51.10 or 51.05, right? And if you keep looking further back, so 15-day, 15-minute, no, 30-day, 30-minute. All right, here we go. So here's Friday's lows, 51.07. Right, here we go, 51.04. So this is the very next low after Friday that that would be a target. The next low after that, before that one, right, is here. The next low before that one, it's the same, is right here. All right, and you're going to see that 90-day, 30-minute. All right, so check this out. I love this part right here. So this all lines up here, but look right here. This gap right here has yet to be filled. Bam. Okay, so, and that means this would be the next low. Yep. That's the next low. That's the gap fill. And we're on and cracking. Which, as you can see, that's the that's the 5,000 area. Whole number right there. All right. So, as price action is happening, back to our 5-minute. So now you're able to see, right? This was Friday's low. The previous low, we hit it. Where's our next low? 51.90. All right, well, we hit it. Where's our next low? Well, these are just our next strike numbers that we could possibly be hitting, right? And look at our very next low wasn't until 50.56. So 50.55 is the number I marked, right? And not only that, but I also had this as my highest gamma strike, 50.50. And the best way for SPX, in my opinion, if you're playing any chart, I'm going to go ahead and let's see. Is the last week wouldn't be really a good week to do it, but let's do 15 days. So is just stick is the 5-minute chart. If you're trying to do some like prep beforehand, and this method is actually super like works perfectly. Is all right. So go to this random ass week so you see it. Just it works. So here's Monday. Okay, so here's Monday, and we had some pretty low price action. You can do squares or you can do lines. It's your choice, right? But you grab the low of the lowest candle, and you find the second low of the lowest candle, right? Two ways. You gotta do the two lows of the lowest, or you can just do just this candle and go up to the where the body is at, right? And this is your Monday area, right? You like this, send it out, right? So okay, came back, bounced off of it, closed the day, and for our highs, grab the highest high, you do the body, or you can go to the highest high. It's your preference. Go to the body of that candle, it's right there. Bam, hit it, and you're only just extending it for the next day to see where price is at. Well, here's Tuesday. We gap down. Okay, so now our target would be is if we can get up into this area, then this area. So what happened? Uh, it didn't happen. So again, this day is over. Again, grab the last 5 minute, right? Bam, bam. And if you just do this every single day, just grab the 5 minute right there. Yeah. And make sure it's the exact same every single time. All right, so here's Tuesday and here's Wednesday. What happens? We gap up and we reject yesterday's high. Okay. Obviously, there would be pre-market, which would be on SPY, which is a huge benefit. Um, right? So here this is yesterday's low, yesterday's high, Mondays, right? Monday's low, Monday's high. Now look, so if we continue further, this is going to be our target, right? And we also have a gap down, a gap up. This would be our target. But what happens? We didn't push that way. Instead, we came back up to yesterday's high. We pushed past it. What we do, we broke it, we retested it, and we pushed off to Monday. We rejected Monday. We rejected Monday. So now we're going to come back and test Tuesday. Break through it and retest it. Can't get through it. All right, day's over. Draw your next 5 minutes. Well, you don't have to here because this is already the same, roughly the same, right? And then here's your low of this day. Bam. Okay, well, here we go. We gap up. We'll wait for it to break one of these levels. What does it do? It comes back in here. Look at it. We get a hammer. Right out of it. Boom. Go long. That simple. Target here or higher areas, right? Or you can wait for it to break out, whatever type of trader you are, right? Break out, wait for it to retest. It's holding it, holding it, holding it. Breaks out, it retests it, pushes off, comes back. Oh, well, you know, it retests it. Oh, let's draw another 5-1. Okay. Okay, well, here we go. Here is Friday. We open up, we hold previous day high. Next candle, we bounce off of it, push off of it. Okay, go long. Come back. We push through it, right? Now, here, extend that one. Okay, we push through it. So now we're either going to target lower or we're going to wait and see if we can break this one or retest it again, whatever type of trader you are. And here you are. Boom, boom, boom. Couldn't break through it. Came back, bounced off, came back to it, closed at it. All right. Now Monday, right? Another week. Same shit, dude. Look. I swear, man, it's like that's also one of my other favorite ones. It's literally just the 5 minute highs and lows of every day throughout the week, and that's all you need. But I don't know your level of education or skills or yada yada yada, but if you share, then it would be easier to assist, or I can just shut up and whatever question you have, hopefully I can answer it. No problemo. Um,
Yeah, dude. Book maps is definitely a game changer when you can actually see, right, where the actual support and resistance is, right, where buyers and sellers are waiting. And if you in the Discord right here, if you go up here to bookmap, if you wanted more in depth of how it works and whatnot, I would, if it is something you're going to incorporate or not, or the next time I have it pulled up and you're watching it instead of me narrating it, if you watch these 4 1-hour videos, literally are the only videos you need to watch to understand book maps. You don't need any other YouTube video out there. I promise you. Those 4 videos will literally explain it top to bottom. But yeah, book maps, gamma is all I use to trade. I sometimes won't even use the chart to trade. I'll just trade straight off of book maps. I mean, because it's like my chart, right? The dots, my candlesticks, the volume, it's all right there. It's just a different style chart. My question to you, JT, is on your contracts that you're choosing. Yeah, go for it. Mm. Yeah, I can show you how to do that, JT. All right. I'm gonna set up the Gex chart right now, dude. I was kind of butthurt I didn't have that on today.